Hello Middle 3. Today we have a writing lesson about how to write news articles. First of all, what is a news article? It's a special type of writing for newspapers or magazines or a newsletter. So you can read this type of writing in a newspaper or a magazine or a newsletter. So it has a special style. But before we talk about the style, why are we writing this type? For narrating an accident, or commenting on news, important current events, or reporting an accident. Of course, reporting and narrating are close, but when you report, you talk about what happened exactly. When you narrate, you use your own point of view, adding your feelings maybe, or more details that are related to your style of narration. Presenting an argument. This is the last reason for writing this type of articles. Presenting an argument. When you talk about a topic and you have 2 points of view, you present the for and the against point of view for the reader to decide. So you leave the reader to decide, using special type of writing which is different from argumentative essay. Remember, it is an article. It's not a story, it's not an argumentative essay. What are the tips for writing a news article or an article in the newspaper? So the first step, make your headline short. Number 2, link ideas and use time expressions. Number 3, use descriptive, argumentative, and narrative style. So these are the tips that you use for writing an article. We will talk about each step in detail later in the slides, in the coming slides. So the first one, make your headline short. 2, link ideas. 3, use descriptive, argumentative, and narrative style. Number 4, use sophisticated vocabulary. What is sophisticated vocabulary? When you use sophisticated vocabulary, I mean you use big words, specific words, formal words. Whether your style is formal or informal, you have to use very specific words for specific topic. So, for example, if you're talking about politics, there are some vocabulary for politics. If you're talking about sports, there are some vocabulary for sports, and so on. So the word sophisticated is like specific, very clear, not slang, not spoken words. The last step, address the reader using you. So you are talking to the reader. You're not always talking about yourself. Don't use the pronoun I a lot. How to write a headline? The first step. Use present simple tense. So don't write the headline, which is the title, like the title of the article, using the past. Use the present simple tense. Even if you're talking about something that happened in the past. Number 2, omit verb to be. Don't use verb to be. War declared. This is not a grammar mistake. This is a headline for a news article. So war declared. Instead of saying war is declared. So you drop verb to be for writing headline. This is correct grammar. Number 3, use to be for the future. To be. And instead of saying hospital is going to be closed, you should use hospital to be closed. So I dropped going to, or going. Omit articles. So don't use. Omit means erase or leave out. Omit articles. Explosion destroys a factory. Did I write the article? No. I dropped the article for the purpose of a headline. But for normal writing, I should keep the article. Put nouns one after the other. Don't use of. Okay? London Museum opening. Don't say the opening of London Museum. So London Museum opening. I put the nouns one after the other to make it strong headline, to make it a strong headline, or catchy headline, or attractive headline, or a grabby one. Avoid prepositions. Floods swept the country, instead of saying floods swept throughout the country. The last one, use abbreviations. US instead of saying USA or United States of America. UFO instead of saying unidentified flying object. NATO instead of the whole phrase. Why are articles written? As I told you, to give information or to express opinion. How to write? Choose a headline, introduce a hook, main body, 2 paragraphs or details in the main body. The last one is the conclusion with suitable ending, which is short, as we will discuss in the following example. So this sums up how to write. Choose a headline, introduce with a question, maybe a question that does not need an answer. For example, if you're talking about recycling, is it time to recycle old bottles? So this is a question that hook or attract the reader's attention. The main body can be 2 paragraphs talking about the details to support your topic. The last one is the conclusion. Let's look at this example of an article. If you look at the headline, join in recycling scheme. So from the headline we can tell that this article is about, is about recycling scheme or recycling plan. But if you notice the headline, you can see a preposition that can be dropped. So I can say join recycling scheme or join in recycling scheme to make your headline stronger. The first paragraph is the introduction. You can notice a hook at the beginning or a question that does not need an answer, but it encourages the reader to take some action. Have you ever really stopped to think about how much rubbish you and your family throw away? Every day we produce incredible amounts of waste. If you do not do something about it, we are in danger of turning this whole planet into a gigantic rubbish dump. Throwing away rubbish means we are throwing away our planet's precious resources. So the introduction does not give details, but it explains the topic using good hook and maybe some more expressions about the topic, like rubbish dump, throw rubbish, danger, amounts of waste. So you have to use specific words, as I previously explained in the beginning of the presentation. The following paragraph is the details. So what can be done? Recycling is the answer. Giving more examples and details in the second paragraph, as aluminum cans are the perfect examples. It costs less to recycle an aluminum can than to make a new one. And one person recycling 1 can a day would save 50 liters of petrol every day. So I'm giving more details, some facts to support my topic. The following paragraph, recycling is easy. but we all have to play a part instead of leaving it to someone else. Take advantage of recycling facilities in your city. You can divide rubbish into different bags for glass, metal, plastics and paper, so these can be handled separately. So here in the third example, I'm giving more details what you should do, the individual effort you can do besides the local or the governmental effort done. So also you can, if you're writing this article to the government, you can talk about the role the government should do, but you are writing this for individuals, so it depends on your audience or the reader. The language you use depends on your audience or the reader. Remember, you are writing this for newspaper, for readers, whether government or individuals or whoever. So you have to decide the audience of your writing. The last paragraph is the conclusion. You don't add any more details. There is no excuse for throwing away your rubbish. After all, it's true what they say. You can quote this. If you are not a part of the solution, you are part of the problem. As you see in the last paragraph, it's short, closing your paragraph or closing your article. Also, you have to notice the pronoun you have to notice the language. You use the present most of the time, the present simple tense most of the time, using specific words like recycling, advantage, facilities, some specific vocabulary for the examples. So you have to choose your vocabulary carefully. I hope this example was useful, and see you in more videos, inshallah. Thank you.